Sweeps in the NBA playoffs aren't that rare. We are more than used to seeing the top seeds in each conference pull it off in the first round every single year. However, we all know how grueling some playoff series can be when it's top dog versus top dog. But in some cases, one elite team still managed to knock off the other in a clear sweep. I'm Justin Fraction, and today we take a look at the 10 best NBA teams that were swept in the playoffs. And a big shout out to LBJEquals GOAT for suggesting this video. We do hope you enjoy this list, and if you do, feel free to click subscribe down below for more cool videos every single day. Number 10, 2007 Cleveland Cavaliers. Yes, we listed them as one of the 10 worst teams to reach the NBA Finals, but the Cavaliers were still a very good team. LeBron James averaged 27.3 points per game, guiding Cleveland to 50 wins. The Cavs shocked the top-seeded Detroit Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals and set up an NBA championship showdown against the San Antonio Spurs. But the experience of the Spurs and the clutch play from their big three overwhelmed LeBron and his inferior supporting cast. The Spurs swept Cleveland to win their fourth NBA championship in 8 years. Number 9, 1991 Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons were looking to win their third straight NBA championship. They had a flashy star in Isaiah Thomas and an elite defense that was led by Defensive Player of the Year Dennis Rodman. The Pistons finished with 50 wins, which was good for second best in the Eastern Conference. However, there were some new kids on the block in Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. Chicago swept the Motor City Bad Boys in the Eastern Conference Finals, ending their rivals' bid at a dynasty, while the Bulls went on to cap off a pair of three-peats in the 90s. Number 8, 1989 Utah Jazz. Yes, the Jazz powerhouse of the 80s and 90s, led by the all-time assist leader in John Stockton and two-time league MVP Karl Malone. In 1989, the Jazz finished second in the Eastern Conference with 51 wins. They met the mediocre 43-win Golden State Warriors in the opening round. Thanks to the efforts of star Chris Mullin, the Dubs pulled off an upset for the ages, sweeping the Jazz and sending home the Western Conference powerhouse early. Number 7, 2011 Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers were shooting for their third three-peat in the Kobe Bryant era, and he was in great position to match Michael Jordan's 6 NBA championship rings. The Lakers cruised through the regular season with 57 wins, thanks to another dominant season from the tandem of Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol. Los Angeles met the third-seeded Dallas Mavericks in the second round of the playoffs. In what was expected to be a close series, Dirk Nowitzki was way too much to handle, and the Mavericks swept the Lakers before capturing their first NBA championship. That wasn't a nice way for the Lakers to send off the great Phil Jackson as head coach now, was it? Number 6, 2015 Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks didn't have a megastar, but they had 6 guys average double-digit points per game and owned the league's 5th best defense. Atlanta shocked the NBA world by winning 60 games and earning the top seed in the Eastern Conference. But great seasons from Paul Millsap and Jeff Teague were all for nothing. LeBron James and his Cleveland Cavaliers ended the Hawks' dream season by sweeping them in the Eastern Conference Finals. Number 5, 1983 Boston Celtics. The Celtics were reigning supreme in the 80s, and 1983 was another great year in Beantown. Larry Bird led the way with 23.6 points and 11 rebounds per game, while Robert Parrish chipped in with averages of 19.3 points and 10.6 rebounds. Boston won 56 games and looked ready to win their second title in 4 seasons. The Celtics met the Milwaukee Bucks in the second round of the playoffs, and legendary head coach Don Nelson was a step ahead of Boston the whole series. Milwaukee pulled off a surprising 4-game sweep, putting Boston's second championship of the decade on hold. Number 4, 1983 Los Angeles Lakers. Guided by legendary coach Pat Riley and some guys named Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the LA Lakers racked up 58 wins for the top record in the Western Conference. They reached the NBA Finals and met league MVP Moses Malone and his 65-win Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA Finals. The Lakers were good, but the 76ers were better. They essentially stole Johnson's first name and used Malone and Dr. Julius Erving's superstardom to sweep the Lakers and capture the NBA championship. Number 3, 1975 Washington Bullets. The Bullets were a stacked team led by the great Elvin Hayes, who averaged 23 points per game. Wes Unseld was also one of the league's better defensive players with 14.8 rebounds per game. Allow us to throw in Phil Schooney and his 21.8 points per game too. Washington's 60 wins tied Boston for most in the NBA that season. They met the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals, but were victims of a 4-game sweep. Those 60 wins were all for nothing. Number 2, 1989 Los Angeles Lakers. The usual dominance from your Lakers in 1989. Magic Johnson took home the league MVP after averaging 22.5 points and an insane 12.8 rebounds per game. James Worthy had a fine year with 20.5 points per game as well. And yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar turned out just fine himself. The Lakers won 57 games and appeared ready to add yet another title to their giant trophy room. But those feisty Detroit Pistons, led by Isaiah Thomas, and defensive stalwarts Dennis Rodman and Bill Laimbeer, shut down the Lakers' high-flying offense. Detroit took home their first ever NBA championship in unexpected fashion. And number 1, 1995 Orlando Magic. Shaquille O'Neal was the scoring champion with 29.3 points per game. Penny Hardaway had a huge year with 20.3 points per game, shooting .515 from the field. Must we mention another underrated star, Nick Anderson, and his 15.8 points per game as well? The Magic cruised through the Eastern Conference, winning 57 games and reaching the NBA Finals. But Hakeem Olajuwon and his Houston Rockets had more fuel and magic in them. The Magic were swept in 4 games, making them the top team on our list. Which NBA team that got swept in the playoffs do you think was the best ever? Join us in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a couple of things, click that like button down below and help us out a ton. If this is your first time coming around to Total Pro Sports, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.